By 27, I went from flat broke to a cash millionaire. And today I'm blessed to run a $100 million business empire. So without further explaining it, these are the 7 principles of financial freedom. Which brings us to principle number 1, the 24-hour rule. What most people do when it comes to money is they bury their head in the ground. What I do that's completely different is I get a daily cash report of all my companies, especially my personal bank accounts, on where things sit. I need to have a live dashboard of the financial reporting of all the companies that I'm involved in so I have a heartbeat on the business. My rule is I check every 24 hours because I learned a long time ago, if I build my personal net worth sheet and I understand what my net worth is, then I focus on active income that becomes equity. Now, back when I started, I used to have the bank asking me for these things anytime I wanted a loan. Now I have a spreadsheet that I update every week. I know exactly where my money is, what my assets are, what my liabilities are, and make sure that I'm building on it. So every year I can literally see how it increases because I'm making good money decisions because I know exactly where my money is. Now that you know the starting point, it's time to figure out where you're going. Which brings us to principle number 2, name your number. What is financial freedom for you? How much money would you need every month passively to feel comfortable, to feel like you don't have to show up and do things you don't want to do, to feel secure, to feel at ease with yourself? Understanding that number. It might be 5,000, 10,000, 25,000 a month. I don't know what it is for you because it's different for different people. Once you know it, now you have a target to go after. Wealth is not how much money you have. Wealth is a ratio. It's how much you spend based on what you make. If you make $1 million a year, but you spend $1 million in a dollar, then you're upside down by $1. So here's how to find that number for you. Number 1, dream big. I need you to picture a lifestyle that would get you excited to get out of bed every day. Number 2, list every expense. Think of all the cars you want to have, all the houses, the vacations, the utilities, the food, everything you're going to need. Number 3, add it up. Figure out per month what it would cost you to pay for that lifestyle. That is your target income to financial freedom. Here's my favorite part. Financial goal turns dreams into dollars. But once you know your number, it's time to build a plan to get there. Which brings us to principle number 3, develop a 6-figure skill. There's this concept called specific knowledge. This guy Naval created, and it's this philosophy of taking things that you're good at and stacking it with other skills you got to acquire. If you don't have multiple things you're good at, then you're just a specialist that could easily be replaced by somebody else or even AI at some point. You want to add a skill that's valuable that other people value so that you can be differentiated and make more money. You can't save yourself to wealth. You need to increase your earning potential. So these are the 6-figure skills that I think can make you the most money. Number 1 is coding. Learning how to build is one of the most important skills in the world. Software is eating all things in the future. Learning to build software is going to get you paid. Number 2 is video editing. Every person is using social media to create marketing pieces or get distribution or build their brand. So video editors are highly in demand, especially if you pay attention to the art. Number 3 is copywriting, what we call words. If you think about it, nothing has ever been sold unless somebody read something that persuaded them to buy. Copywriting is how you do that, and they're highly paid. Number 4 is sales or even sell by chat. I have a guy on my team that makes over $1 million a year in commissions just chatting with people because he understands the art, which is sales. Number 5 is AI automation, and you've probably seen this blow up on YouTube and social media, but it is one of the most valuable skills that you could add to get paid to make the most money to build your 6-figure skill. This next one will help you avoid the biggest financial freedom mistake, which brings us to principle number 4, get obsessed. When I was 17, I got out of rehab, but something happened that changed my whole life. I discovered computer programming. There's just something about the code and the way my brain worked that it just allowed me to focus. It became my new addiction and became a positive obsession. Without obsession, I wouldn't have been passionate enough about learning the skill at a level that made me good at it. The key is to go all in on one thing. Most people think they need multiple income streams. That's actually the wrong approach. Wealth creation requires concentration. So I have this framework called the 5 1s, and it's going to help you concentrate on that one thing. First is figure out what skill you want to learn and become the best at. The second is find the product, either you sell it or you specialize in it, that makes you valuable in the market. The third is a customer type that you love to serve with your skills or the product that you know really well. Fourth is the channel. How do you get people to be aware of you that you're good at that thing? Are you on social media? You're writing blog posts? Are you blowing it up on X? And then the 5th is do it for 1 year. Go all in on being the best, get the message out there, learning the skill, talking to the customers, and trust me, you go all in, and you will get rewarded for it. Distractions cost more than discipline. If you just do less, but do the thing a lot of iterations and repetition, then you will get rich because you'll be good at it. That's how you build financial freedom. But after you start making money, what do you do with that money? Which brings us to principle number 5, start investing early in yourself. I run a program called King's Club for Youth, and I always get asked where people should start when it comes to investing. And my answer is always the same. Invest in you. Invest in the SME 500. Invest in the skill set to become more valuable. Your personal income is tied to your personal development. If you grow yourself first, your income will follow. So there's only 4 ways to invest in yourself. The first one's actually free, but you should pay for it. Number 1 is to read books. And you can go to the library, you can get free books. But for $20, you can invest in learning somebody's experience, expertise that they spent 25 years learning in a 6 to 8 hour read. I think it's one of the best trades. Now, the key is don't read the book, study the book. Number 2 is to buy a course. Why should you pay for stuff that's free on YouTube? Because you could spend all your time trying to triangulate all the different YouTube videos and the systems and the process between 7 or 8 people, or pay the $100 to $200 to learn the very specific process that gets a result based on the skill you want to learn. Number 3 is join a mastermind, a group of people that are on the same journey as you. Now, you might invest $1,000 to $10,000 to join that mastermind, but your network equals your net worth. Number 4, get a coach. That was the one decision that I made that caused me from going from failed company to finally winning when I hired my coach, Bob. Now, he wasn't cheap, but he was worth every penny. Why? Having somebody give you specific contextual feedback to your decisions and your outcomes and hold you accountable to them will mean the difference between a failure and success. Which brings us to principle number 6, solve rich people's problems. Here's the reality. Low-paying clients are the worst clients. Instead of selling $10 widgets, think about how could you sell the process for buying widgets to other people who sell those widgets. Sounds crazy, but my buddy Marcelo, who's a billionaire, built a company called Fair.com. Instead of selling one candle to a person that came in a store, he figured out how does he create a system where all these stores buy the candles through him, and he sells billions of dollars of product every year because he'd rather solve rich people problems than poor people problems. But how do you meet these rich people? Here are 3 strategies that you can implement today. Number 1 is a personalized message. I can't tell you how often people try to cold email me with no personalization. It's almost like they don't know anything about me, and then they ask me for my time or for coffee. My buddy Chris, who's been in my life now for 5 years, cold emailed me, very personal, very genuine, very unique, and it caused me to respond. Number 2 is create sample work. Do the thing you can help the person with before you ever get asked to do it. There's all these video editors or thumbnail designers or copywriters, and they watch my content and they're like, I could do that for you. You should give me a shot. And I'm like, just do it. Send me a sample edit. Send me a sample email. Send me a sample of you actually doing the work. Number 3 is pay for access. Events, masterminds, super powerful. But when you pay to go to these things, other people in the room know that you're serious. My first event I ever went to is called the Millionaire Mind Intensive, and I went with my brother. At 23 years old, I got exposed to ideas that I didn't even know existed, mindsets that were foreign to me. And what happened is I got comfortable being the smallest person in the biggest room. And my whole life has been trying to find bigger rooms to feel uncomfortable in. So I went to these events, and that's where I met a bunch of rich people, people that became customers of my businesses down the road. But this last one is where most people get stuck, which brings us to principle number 7, stop trading your time for money. Here's the reality. If your business depends on you, you don't own a business, you've got a job. 45% of business owners earn less than minimum wage. So I want to teach you how to fix that. It's called the buyback principle. You don't hire to grow your business, you hire to buy back your time. But the question I get is, what do I give up first? How does it make financial sense to be paying somebody else to do something that I could do when I don't have enough business in the first place? Here's how it works. It's called the buyback loop. So number 1, you have to audit your calendar. You got to look in the last 2 weeks for all the stuff that you could pay somebody very little to do for you, or that sucks your energy. Put that into a bucket and go find somebody to do that. 2 is you got to transfer that stuff to that person. The way you do that without taking any extra time is to record yourself doing the work so that when you hire the person, you give them the video recording of you actually doing the work, talking through it, so you don't have to train them. 3rd is you got to fill your calendar with that new time you just got back with things that make you money in the business, like marketing or sales, that lights you up. So what do you love to do that makes you a lot of money? If you do the buyback loop, you'll never build a business that you grow to hate. You should aim to build a life you never have to retire from. So if you want to learn the 8 productivity rules of the top 1%, click here and I'll see you on the other side.